The stars were calm that night. Humanity's fleet floated in silence, watching the endless sky. After years of war, peace had finally returned. The Earth Alliance had trusted their alien friends, the Varex and the Solari, to guard that peace together. There were celebrations across the colonies. People believed the dark times were over, but in the shadows of deep space something changed. Without warning, the human colony on New Terra went dark. No messages, no distress signals, and only silence. When the rescue ships arrived, they found nothing but burning metal and drifting bodies. At first, the humans thought it was a pirate attack. But when they checked the wreckage, the truth froze their hearts. The weapons used were Varex-made. Their so-called allies had turned against them. Across the stars, alien fleets started moving, closing trade routes, cutting communications, surrounding human space. Earth sent a message to the Galactic Council, asking for answers. None came. Within hours, 3 more colonies were destroyed. Millions gone. Every broadcast ended the same way. A strange alien symbol burning across the screen. Admiral Rhea Kane stood on the bridge of the flagship Horizon Dawn. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were filled with fire. "They wanted our trust," she said quietly. "Now they will see our answer." The room went silent. Outside, the stars flickered, as if warning what was coming next. The betrayal was complete. The peace was dead, and somewhere in the cold dark of space, humanity began to prepare for something the galaxy had never seen before. "They betrayed Earth," the Admiral whispered. "Now humanity will answer with fire." After the betrayal, the galaxy waited for humanity's response. Days passed, then weeks, but Earth said nothing. No fleets were seen. No messages were sent. The Alien Alliance believed humanity was broken, afraid and weak. In the empty space between stars, their patrols laughed. "Humans are finished," they said. Their courage died with their colonies. But far beyond their scanners, something was moving. Deep inside the Oort cloud, hidden behind layers of radiation, an entire human armada was being rebuilt. Engineers worked without rest. Massive shipyards glowed like silent giants in the dark. The project was called Phoenix Protocol. Its purpose was simple: never again be caught unprepared. The ships built here were not like before. Each one was faster, stronger, and powered by stolen alien technology. Humanity had learned from its enemies. Admiral Rhea Kane stood before a window, watching hundreds of warships come alive. Her reflection stared back, tired but unbroken. "They think we are silent," she said softly. "Let them think that. On Earth, the media was silent. Governments denied everything. The people whispered about secret fleets and hidden plans. Only a few knew the truth. The silence was not weakness. It was strategy. Out there, the Varex celebrated their victory. Their leaders raised a toast. Certain humanity had surrendered. But if they had listened closely, they might have heard something distant, the faint hum of engines igniting. Deep in the black void, the silence before the storm, Admiral Kane murmured, "That's what they'll remember." The galaxy had turned its back on Earth. But humanity was not finished. They were waiting. And soon, the fire would begin. The dark side of Jupiter hid a secret, a space station the size of a city, known only as Fort Sol. There, humanity's silence finally ended. Rows of massive starships floated in the black, their metallic hulls shining under the faint light. Engineers moved like shadows, fitting weapons, loading energy cores, and installing new AI systems. Every ship carried the same symbol, a burning Earth surrounded by a ring of fire. These were not peacekeepers anymore. They were instruments of vengeance. Admiral Rhea Kane walked through the command deck. Her footsteps echoed in the steel corridors. Every soldier she passed stood tall, their eyes cold but determined. They remembered the screams from New Terra. They remembered the betrayal. The ship's AI, Ares, spoke in a low tone. "Admiral, the fleet is ready for activation." Kane nodded once. "Begin the awakening." Lights flickered across the dark station. Engines roared to life. From the silence of space came a deep, powerful hum, like a sleeping giant taking its first breath. Thousands of ships aligned into formation. Across the galaxy, alien scanners picked up strange energy spikes. The Varex commanders grew uneasy. "Impossible," one of them said. Humans cannot build that fast. They were wrong. For months, humanity had worked in the shadows using every piece of stolen technology, every ounce of fury. Now their fleet was alive, the largest ever built by mankind. Kane looked out through the glass as the first warship, Eclipse 1, jumped into hyperspace. "They took our peace," she whispered. "We will take their stars," the awakening had begun. And the galaxy was about to remember why. Humanity was never meant to be underestimated. The alien world of Terex's Prime shined like a blue jewel in the void. Was the Varric's military capital, full of pride, full of arrogance. The skies above it were guarded by thousands of alien ships. They believed they were safe. They believed humanity was gone. They were wrong. Out of hyperspace came a flash, and then another and another. One by one, dark shapes appeared. Human ships. Hundreds of them. Silent. Cold. Deadly. Admiral Rhea Kane stood at the center of the Horizon Dawn. "Target their fleet, command." No warnings. The order spread like lightning through the human armada. Moments later, the first strike began. Railguns fired, their metal screams cutting through the void. Beams of red and blue energy crossed the darkness, tearing shields apart. The Varrics didn't even have time to respond. Their communication towers fell silent. Terex's Prime burned. Cities melted under orbital fire. The sky turned to ash. Alien commanders shouted orders, panicking as their fleets fell apart. They had never seen human weapons like these. Fast, precise, unstoppable. Inside the bridge, Kane watched the chaos unfold. There was no joy in her eyes, only duty. "For New Terra," she whispered. One of her officers turned, voice shaking. "Admiral, the planet's core defenses are gone." "Then it's done," she said softly. "Pull the fleet back." Behind them, Terex's Prime exploded in a storm of light, a burning reminder of humanity's wrath. The galaxy went silent. Every species watched in horror as the unthinkable happened. Humans had struck first, and no one could stop them. "This is for Earth," Kane said into the open channel. "Let them remember who we are." The destruction of Terex's Prime shook the entire galaxy. News spread faster than light. The humans had returned, and their vengeance was unstoppable. The alien alliance, once proud and united, began to crumble under fear. Across distant systems, Varric's warlords turned on each other, blaming one another for the betrayal that started it all. Their fleets scattered, trying to hide from the humans who hunted them across the stars. Admiral Rhea Kane watched every report, from the command deck of the Horizon Dawn. Each message showed the same thing. Victory after victory, but her face showed no pride. Only silence. "Admiral," said her officer, "the Solari homeworld has fallen. Their leaders request surrender." Kane turned toward the stars, her voice calm. "Accept it. No more blood there." But the Varrics? No mercy. Everywhere human fleets pushed forward, burning through alien defenses like storms of fire. For centuries, humans had been underestimated, weak, emotional, too divided. Now, the galaxy saw the truth. Humanity was the storm itself. Entire worlds went dark as AI warships executed precise attacks. Not one human life was lost. Humanity had become something new, sharper, colder, more powerful. Still, in her private quarters, Rhea Kane stood before a hologram of Earth. She whispered, "We are winning." But at what cost? A message arrived from the Alien Council, desperate, trembling. "We were wrong, please. Stop." Kane stared at the screen for a long time, then she turned it off. "They asked for war," she said quietly. "We gave them truth. The alliance was gone, their fleets were dust, and now only silence filled the stars. The war was over. The stars, once filled with fire and screams, were quiet again. Humanity had won. But victory didn't feel like peace. Across the galaxy, the ruins of alien worlds drifted in silence. Burned cities floated like ghosts in the black. Everywhere the human fleet passed, there was only emptiness left behind. Admiral Rhea Kane stood on the bridge of the Horizon Dawn, staring at the fading light of a dying star. Her officers waited for new orders, but none came. She simply whispered, "Stand down." The war is done. The crew obeyed. Engines powered down. The great fleet that had once burned across the galaxy now rested in silence. Back on Earth, people celebrated. Fireworks filled the sky, and every broadcast repeated the same message: humanity is safe. But deep inside, everyone knew something had changed. The cost of revenge had been too high. Kane walked alone through the empty halls of her ship. The echoes of her steps sounded like memories. She stopped before a window, watching the planet that had started it all. Blue, fragile, beautiful. "They betrayed Earth," she said softly. "And we answered with fire." Her reflection looked older, colder. She knew the galaxy would never forget this war or forgive it. But perhaps that was the point. She sent one last transmission to every remaining world. Let this be the lesson. Humanity seeks peace, but we are never defenseless. Remember our silence and remember our fire. The screen went dark, the stars blinked quietly in the endless black, and somewhere, in that stillness, Earth began to heal.